All right, there we go. Welcome back in. Happy Monday. And welcome to another edition of OnIowa Live here at the Pickle Palace. We have moved things inside this week. A little toasty outside. But I am joined once again by Scott Docterman from The Athletic. Thank you, Scott, for being here. And a first-timer, Colin Davies, finally joining us on OnIowa Live. Glad that you are joining us this week. Let's start this week how we always do every week, just your weekend wrap. I will start. I thought it was interesting. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit about Coach Ferentz's milestone victory, but the fact that this was the first time he did the swarm, and he admitted it to us, and I was like, oh, this is just fitting, and the way that he left at the players, and just because he's built, his program on tradition and things like that. Oh, I was like, wow, this is actually really cool. Scott?
Yeah, I mean, the humility that he shows is why he's never joined
Absolutely.
it. Unlike, maybe a coach up north who would probably lead it every week if he could. But I would say that but probably the thing that I came away with that I thought was most fascinating, Chelsea, was watching Lisa Bluter embrace Kirk Ferentz
That
coming off the field.
picture was awesome.
You have the GOATs, for Iowa. You have the two winningest coaches in women's basketball and football being able to embrace right there. And I think it showed a lot of class. I remember the day after she retired in Des Moines that, she and Kirk were at this iClub event, and both of them were getting emotional talking about one another. Mm-hmm. So I think it shows a lot of respect, and I think it was just a warm, wonderful moment with two great people.
Absolutely. Colin?
And that's where you mentioned how Kirk, he shows that humility. He wasn't, pumping himself up too much after the game. I thought what was really cool was how he was talking about having the players be around with him and having all of his players that were actually interviewing, working with the broadcast booth. And it was kind of a full circle moment for him. He got to enjoy it with his current team, with former players there as well. And he also got to spend it with players that were working in the media actually interviewing him. So he got to see his player development after all these years, come full circle. I thought that was pretty cool.
And Scott, you wrote about it a little bit too. We don't have to get too into it, but the fact that, it was Hayden Fry and there's a cake, correct? Yeah. And this was a little bit different, right?
Yeah, I thought if there was anything that was really truly disappointing to me, it was that you have somebody who's been in the state for 27 years and set the Big Ten record in most victories, the highest paid state employee. Where's the governor of the state? The governor of the state should be there handing him something coming off the field. The governor of the state then, back in 1991, when Hayden Fry won his 100th game, which is 106 less than Kirk,
right?
Terry Branstad was there in a blizzard handing him a cake. To celebrate that moment. I thought somebody should have been there from the governor's office. Also, no Big Ten commissioner. I thought that was pretty weak.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the Big Ten should have been there with a plaque or something to commemorate this moment, because Woody Hayes coached Ohio State for 28 years, and he's had this record for 47. He's a legend. He's at the highest echelons of coaches. I thought that the Big Ten should have been there to celebrate with Kirk.
Yeah. I will commend the Big Ten Network, though, for the way that they handled everything on the field and the interview and gathering all the players and having that moment. That was a good thing.